Antony is a rogue Roman general who had madly fallen in love with the delightful Egyptian queen Cleopatra. Antony presented Cleopatra with 3 bejeweled eggs on their wedding day. For centuries, these eggs were thought to be nothing more than a rumor until a local farmer found 2 of them just outside of Cairo. However, the 3rd egg is still not found. Some believe it's missing, while others believe it was discovered but quickly lost and was never seen again. The first egg was displayed in Rome's world-famous museum. Interpol arrives at the museum in Rome after receiving a red notice, the highest level of arrest warrant, for a thief. The FBI agent John Hartley and his assistant, as well as Interpol agent Urvashi Das, visited the museum. Urvashi informed the museum manager that there is a threat of a heist and that all egress points must be sealed immediately. When the museum manager inquires about John, she informs him that he is a special agent of the FBI's Behavioral Analysis Unit, which specializes in consulting art crime. The manager is skeptical of their new hire, but John soon informs him that the egg may have been stolen already. The manager smiles as he notices the egg is still there. As John notices a fake egg in the thermal device, he pours Coke on it, melting it down. The manager is shocked and immediately presses the emergency button. The thief Nolan appears out of nowhere, fleeing the building, while John tries to follow him but gets stuck in the door. Nolan attempts to escape, but Urvashi arrives and orders him to stop. Nolan cleverly places a bomb on the ground and manages to escape the museum. John tries to chase him again by stealing an expensive car, but quickly gets into an accident. 56 hours later in Bali, Nolan travels to a beach which appears to be his secret hideout. As he enters the house, he gets surprised to see John already there. John informs him that he has also brought the Interpol with him. Soon after, a swarm of Interpol agents enters the room, armed with guns, which shocked Nolan even more. Urvashi takes the egg from his hands and informs him that 18 countries of police are looking after him. However, Nolan informs her that he has a large fan base and appears to be a fun man. Urvashi tells him to keep cracking jokes in jail because she is about to send him to the worst place on the planet. John informs Nolan that he has been following him since he stole the painting of the Red Hat Lady, which is present in his room. While many thieves claim to do it for money, Nolan is taking the risk of becoming famous because he wants to be caught every time and escape every time just to prove himself all over again. Urvashi orders his arrest, but Nolan smiles and appears to have no disappointment. Urvashi gives the egg to John to keep it separately in the other van. John places the egg in the van, but someone in the Interpol replaces it with a fake one. When the driver warned John that the back door is still open, he rechecked and says that everything is clear. Soon after, a lady, Bishop, reveals her face, having stolen the egg. In Rome, Urvashi arrives and meets with John in an hotel. She brings up with the egg in the bag, and John asks her as to why she is carrying it. She suddenly drops it on the ground, breaking it in several pieces. John is shocked to discover that the egg is a fake one. Urvashi suspects that John is involved in the theft of the egg and orders his arrest. Urvashi tells John that she no longer trusts him after he had tried to prove his innocence. Russia, in a high-security prison on a mountain, John is flown by helicopter to the top. Nolan is also in John's compartment, which surprises him. Nolan makes a joke about whether he wants the top or the bottom. At the dinner, Nolan tells him that Bishop must have seen him coming to this prison and that he knows that Bishop has previously given him information about him. Nolan informs him that she is also a con and that she is the actual thief who tipped them off at the same time. John informs him that this is not a coincidence, but rather part of her plan, as she had also eliminated her lead competitor and lead investigator in a single move. John is amazed to learn that the price of these eggs have exceeded up to $300 million. Nolan informs him that the prize will be awarded to the person who brings the Egyptian billionaire all 3 eggs. John asks him as to how it works, and it appears that he is now interested as well. He also inquires about the 3rd egg, to which Nolan responds that they has to first take the 2 eggs before considering the 3rd one. John informs him that the 2nd egg is owned by an international arms dealer named Sato Vos, whom Nolan describes as a very dangerous killer, but he knows where he had placed the egg in his house and that he has also announced a party tomorrow. Nolan devises an escape strategy from the prison. Because of Nolan, John gets into an unwelcome fight. The soldier enters the cell and informs them that their captain wishes to see them. They are both taken aback when they see Bishop sitting there. She tells Nolan that he is considered as the world's #2 thief, and that she is there to prove that she is the #1 artistic thief in the entire world. She apologized to both of them for the misunderstanding that they had to face in Rome. She informs John that she will have the second egg within the next 48 hours and reveals that Nolan is aware of the third one, which surprises John. She offered them a 10% share if they could find the egg, and that she would also help them to get out of this prison. She tells them to think of the offer and left by giving the captain a tip. John asks Nolan to join him in escaping from the prison and threatens Bishop with her whole life in prison. As a form of punishment, they have to construct a wall in the prison. They devise a strategy and manage to make a bomb in the laundry room. They both join together to confront and defeat the soldiers. When they notice that the door is locked, Nolan shows John the access card that he had stolen during the previous unwelcome fight. They opens the gate with the card and ran towards the wall, which they have built during their punishment. Suddenly, Nolan pulls out a stone, and the entire wall collapses. They made their way outside to the bridge. As Nolan sprints towards the helicopter, John assists him in breaking the soldier's grip. While Nolan tries to turn on the chopper, John runs out of ammo. As he gets a random soldier's gun and manages to close the gate, he notices a soldier pulling a rocket launcher towards him. John quickly tries to run to the chopper, barely dying but making it to the rope. Nolan piloted the helicopter and opened fires on the soldiers. John stands up and manages to board the chopper. Nolan quickly notices an alarm. As John notices another rocket launcher approaching, he cleverly opens the door and defends themselves. In London, Bishop enters an Interpol agent's home and ties his hands. She hacked his laptop and sent Urvashi a secret message in which she learned about John and Nolan's escape from the jail and their next location. John and Nolan arrive at a runway where his friend, who owns a private jet, is waiting for him. He greets Nolan and is eager to repay him for the debate. While on the flight, John learns about Nolan's plan and asks as to what he is supposed to do. Nolan tells him that the secret room, where the egg is kept, is a very high surveillance area, and the door requires the voice and fingerprint of Sato Vos, as well as the 14-digit passcode that is generated automatically in Sato's phone every minute. In Valencia, John and Nolan arrives at the party, where everyone is seen wearing a mask over their face. John also enters and is instructed by Nolan to steal Sato's phone. They quickly realize that Bishop is also there. Nolan tells John not to meet her, but John still meets her and invites her to dance with him in front of a jealous Sato. John's plan worked, and he was able to steal Sato's phone. Nolan obtains Sato's fingerprints, and Urvashi also arrives there. John and Nolan manage to get to the restroom where Nolan hacks the surveillance cameras of the building by placing a bug in the security system. They were able to enter the secret room and locate the vault. They used a fingerprint mobile and a facial recognition device to open it. Suddenly, Urvashi enters, and John quickly runs inside the vault and locks it. Nolan sees the egg and discovered Bishop already present there. She informs them that her offer to find the third egg is still open, as she now possesses 2 of the eggs. John informs her that she is under arrest and shows her the handcuffs. Bishop tells them that if they want to arrest her, they must fight her. She fights magnificently and defeats both of them, appearing to be very skilled. When the security team notices that the alarm vault is open, they dispatch a team to investigate and notify Sato. While Sato and his team enters the vault, Bishop expertly handcuffs both of them. She carries the egg and tells Sato that she will work for him to keep the egg safe from them. Nolan and John awakens in an underground prison, bound and gagged. Sato informs them that Bishop is now her business partner while she brings champagne for Sato. Bishop inquires about the third egg location from Nolan, but he refuses and laughs at her. She threatens to torture John until he confesses. She brings an electric shock machine and started torturing him. Sato steps in and attempted to murder him when Nolan tells him to stop. He then tells them that the third egg is in Egypt. Bishop opens the champagne bottle and pours a glass for Sato as a celebration, but soon he becomes unconscious as if he has been poisoned. Bishop then left with the second egg, telling them that she will get the third egg soon. Sato awakens while still under the influence of the poison and attempts to shoot them, but the bullet hits John's handcuffs and sets him free. He knocks him out and escapes with Nolan. They tried to flee but gets into a bullfight on the way out. They managed to escape while the crowd appreciated them. After leaving Valencia, Nolan informs John that he had lied to Bishop and that the egg is in Argentina, a location he is familiar with because it is inscribed on his late father's beloved watch, which once belonged to Hitler's art curator. After arriving at the location, they searched the jungle until they came across a secret bunker. With the help of his father's watch, Nolan opens the bunker. After going inside, they see a lot of valuable things, and as Nolan sees the third egg, Bishop appeared again and steals the egg. Urvashi also arrived with her team of local cops. Nolan, John, and Bishop managed to escape in a valuable old car, while Urvashi and her team pursues them in an armored vehicle. They made it to the exit near the top of the waterfall. Nolan swims outside with the egg in his hands, but when he doesn't see John, he tosses the egg to the side and swims to find him. Nolan is relieved to see him alive, but he is taken aback when he sees John together with Bishop, as if they have both betrayed Nolan and made him a fool to find the third egg. John tells him that they are both working together. They took the egg from Nolan, handcuffs him to a tree, and abandoned him. In Cairo, the 3 eggs are delivered to an Egyptian billionaire by John and Bishop. But it appears that the billionaire's daughter is more excited about the singer Edie Sheeran than the eggs. John and Bishop enjoys the romantic song, but Interpol raids the area and arrests everyone as it is illegal to buy stolen Nazi loot. Urvashi takes custody of the 3 eggs. From a distance, John and Bishop cheers. After some time, John and Bishop are seen relaxing on a boat when Nolan appears. Nolan informs them that they have betrayed him, but they will be surprised to see that their account is empty because after they left him alone, he informed Urvashi about their secure Cayman account, and so she took out all the money from their accounts. John is shocked to see his account washed out. Nolan proposes a new heist that requires 3 of them and doubles the prize money. They agreed and started the heist. At the end of the movie, Urvashi issues red notices to all 3 of them. Subscribe to see more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.